Hello, everyone. I think we can start. Maybe some people will be joining us, but anyway, it's getting late. So today we're going to start talking about generative AI, not surprisingly, because it's a popular topic. So, but we are going to be focusing on testing, software testing, right? So this is what we are going to be talking about. We're going to be making a very brief introduction to generative AI and the benefits it brings to testing. We're going to be seeing some popular test automation tools, not only automation, but testing tools which are powered by AI. At the end, we're going to be doing a bit of a brief comparison between the tools. And also, we're going to be briefly discussing some challenges and considerations of these tools. And let's talk a little bit about what the future may bring. First of all, I am Daniel Gonzalez. I'm the head of the testing unit at the Mobile Competence Center. And I've been doing testing for the past 16 years, more or less, in, I guess, almost all the things you can do in testing. So let's start with generative AI. I guess most of you are familiar with this. Basically, it's a subset of artificial intelligence where you get new content, right? So you put some inputs on the tool, and then you get some new content. How is this done? Well, there are lots of interesting technologies here. This is kind of the map. Right, you can see where generative AI stands in. It's between inside deep learning, which are inside neural networks, machine learning, and AI. I don't think I'm breaking any news now. But what if we apply these kind of tools to software testing, where first of all we have efficiency because we can generate lots of test cases, data for testing and bug reporting, etc. automatically. We also have the benefits of scalability because, as you know, these tools are very powerful. They can generate lots of information at the same time. You can have lots of tests running at the same time. Also, very important improvement. You know, these tools learn with time, so you get better results as you get new iterations. And the last three benefits I have put here are kind of related because if you are a software tester or you are testing in some capacity, you know that, for instance, you want to think about what you want to test. You have to think, okay, let's say we have a screen, I have a login, which is the classic scenario. I can come up with a happy path. I can come up with some negative cases. But these kind of tools, they can do that for you to a point, to a degree where you are probably not able to do it because of time constraints, because of all kinds of limitations, right? So you can get to have lots of results where a human mind cannot reach. You get corner cases, unexpected scenarios, etc. So let's see some of the most popular tools nowadays. This is not a comprehensive list. This is just, you know, so you get a bit of a taste, right, of what you can find in the market right now, and what are some of the benefits related to some of them. So, for instance, this one, I don't know if you know it. It's called Functionize. It's a tool for automating testing for websites, APIs, mobile apps, etc. It has lots of nice features. The most interesting ones are maybe NLP-based test creation, which means basically you have like ChatGPT, but you can create test cases. Right? They call it TestGPT, which is what you can see on the screen. Basically, you enter your description of what you want to achieve, and it generates the test case for you, right? Some of the nice, interesting features it has is the first one, smart element identification, which basically is the way it perceives your screen, right? So in classic test automation tools, you have to interact with selectors. Say you want to automate a website, you want to interact with a button, with a label, with a whatever text box, right? So you want to get into the DOM model for that page. You want to say, okay, this is the element I want to interact with. I want to know of a way to reach that element, right? This tool works differently. It has a map of the whole screen and what they call nodes. And for each node, they track like 50 parameters, and they do that over time, and they learn. So this tool has a holistic view of the whole page, right? This allows, by managing lots of information, it allows the tool to model the page as a state machine, right? So basically, by having into account all this information, there is a decision tree, and each time the tool knows what to do for each execution, right? I know this is a bit abstract, but you'll understand it better. Also, apart from what the tool is, besides what the tool is capable of doing, you can help the tool. It's what they call reinforcement learning, right? So it learns from the manual inputs of the user. So basically, if you see the screenshot to your left, this is how the tool sees the screen. And to your right, this is all the information that is being tracked in real time, right? It has basically one limitation, and that is that the tool is not capable of knowing what you want to achieve with your test, right? The tool cannot possibly know whether you want a button to be red or blue, etc., and all the business requirements. So you have to enter some constraints. You have to enter some visual validation sometimes, right, to help tighten a bit the scope for the test tool. Maybell is another interesting tool. It's quite similar. It's not a typo. It's with a lowercase m. And some of the nice things, apart from all the industry givens right now, which are integration with popular tools, CI/CD, etc., reporting. One interesting thing about this tool is auto healing, right? So as you know, as we have been talking about, AI-powered testing tools are capable of getting trained by iterating, getting better with time, right? So auto heal, how does it work? Well, once the tool runs and it reaches a point where it is not confident that it has found the right element, it tries to auto heal, right? So the first thing it does is, okay, I'm not finding the element I want. Let's look around. Maybe there's something similar, right? This is a very basic approach, and if it doesn't work, it tries to do a thing which is a little bit more complex. It uses AI to, maybe with semantic similarities or looking at the attribute values, trying to find a better solution. If it still fails, well, if it's not confident enough that it has found the right element, it fails. So there are two possible outcomes. First of all, it can pass or it can fail. If it passes, the history is updated with the results. Okay, I passed this one, but bear in mind I had to auto heal. So you can review the changes later if you think it's necessary. And if it fails, it doesn't update the element information, but it still says, okay, I tried to auto heal. Maybe you want to check on this. So on a regular basis, you don't have to keep retraining the tool. It is capable of retraining itself, right? Of course, the nice thing is that at the end of the day, you can still have some visual input. You can still have the final say. You can see, okay, what happened here? I can review the logs. I can maybe roll back to a previous state. Applitools is another tool. It's quite popular. It has a sub-tool which is called Applitools Eyes. Again, this is a very similar tool in some respects, but the emphasis here is on visual AI comparison, right? So how does this work? Well, the first time we train the tool on our application, we say, okay, these are the screens. these are what we expect. Okay, this is my right application right now. This is correct. So let's create what we call baselines. That is a screenshot for each page, and we call them baselines because this is the version which we trust. And every time we try to run, every time we run the test, every time we have executions, we get screenshots for each screen, right? And there is a comparison. If the screenshot matches the baseline, it's a pass, and if not, it's a fail, right? But you still can review all the differences. You have the options to highlight all the difference that the tool has found between the baseline and the screenshot. You can also say, okay, as we talked, as we discussed before, right? The user has the final say because the user has the information on business requirements. So you might want to say, okay, this changed because, okay, I know this had to change. I know it's in the requirements. Very good. Or you can set it as a failure. There are also some interesting features, like for instance, if imagine you have a website where you are going to have some information which is going to change all the time. Maybe you want to feature a stock market value or some prices or the weather or whatever. Well, you can set a layout, a rectangle, for instance, an area on your website which says, okay, this is going to change. Just don't keep comparing this because it's not useful. There is a nice feature also, which is featured here on this screenshot, which is the root cause analysis. The tool tries to analyze what happened. Right? For instance, this is a very simple example, but for instance, if there is an image which displayed a difference from the baseline to our current state, it says, okay, the file name for the image changed. Maybe this has something to do with it, right? This is a quite trivial example, but it tries to do this for every single difference. Okay, Tricentis Tosca is, again, a similar tool. It's for test automation, but this one is like the posh brother of the other ones, right? This is more expensive. It's supposed to be more powerful. I haven't tried it because it's very expensive, but it's similar. Again, it has all the basic features. It also has a steep learning curve, so it's a bit harder to get into it. You have to put more time into it. The thing is, it's based on what they call Vision AI, which is basically something that allows you to automate anything, not only websites, but whatever you can see on your screen, right? So it eliminates the need for selectors. It's rather promising, but as I said, it's something I haven't gotten into it very, very deeply, right? GenRocket is not an AI-powered tool, but it's interesting in this context because it's a tool for generating synthetic data, which you can use for feeding and training your AI model, right? So this is something that can come in handy. Bug Assura, it's basically an issue tracker, like let's say X-ray, but a bit more complex, right? With AI, you can analyze what you are getting, what you're putting into your description of the issue. You can do some you can have some help with the context, and something which is quite nice. It can try to check whether you have some duplicates in your database. So maybe at the time of entering, I've generated a ticket for a bug or something. You can get the input in real time. Okay, what you are trying to do has already been reported, etc. And finally, the last tool we're going to be reviewing is the report portal. This one is for analyzing the results of your test execution. So once you have your results, you can get an analysis of what has happened. It tries to find a root cause for all the defects you have. It tries to, well, it can help you with failure triage. It's for whenever you already have the information of your results. So here, this is a basic summary of what we have seen, right? The first three, maybe four are quite similar. They are for end-to-end testing. GenRocket is for test data generation. Bugashiro is an issue tracker, and Report Portal is for analyzing the results. All of them are subscription-based, which means none is free, although there are some basic, very limited free options. And more or less the effort you have to put into them and the price is the same, with the exception of Tosca, which is supposed to be a little more expensive and a little harder to get into. There are other tools. The ones I've discussed, there are some of the tools that you can find nowadays. These are some of all the other tools. Of these, I had some previous experience with testing some time ago, and well, it managed to find the elements pretty well, and it managed to auto-heal itself. So it's similar to the first ones I've been talking about. Selenium, I know, probably you're familiar with it. It's basically the standard for test automation. It's free, it's open source. But as you know, probably this is not an AI-powered tool on the origin, right? I've been doing some very shallow research, and you can actually integrate some AI-powered libraries in Selenium. So this is something that, well, you can do it, but it's not built in the tool. Well, some considerations, right? Maybe you're familiar with this because this is not only for software testing. This is something that it's quite common with the generative AI tools. You have to take into account that there is some data which you need to feed your models, and you depend on them. So you might want to know where the data comes from. You want to have some control over this data. Also explainability and trust, which means, okay, you're getting a result for a very powerful tool, but you want to know what's going on. You want to know really why are you getting these results from me, and is there anything I'm not really knowing right now about what of the way we are getting these results. That's what human in the loop means, having some human being, an actual human being in the middle. And of course, some ethical considerations like bias detection, diversity and inclusion in data, accountability, etc. So the future, as you probably are going to guess, I don't know about the future. I don't think anybody does, but these are maybe some of the ways these tools are going to evolve, right? We can assume there will be some increased adoption for these tools. We are going to have, we're going to see probably more and more people using these tools. This is what we call democratization of the AI. Also integration with DevOps. I think this is already happening, and some advanced capabilities like multimodal generation, which means all kinds of data are included: the videos, sounds, texts. Adaptive testing, which means basically that it gets better with time, which also I think it's something that's really happening already. And autonomous testing, which is kind of the utopia of software testers, where the test, where you don't have to do anything. The test, the thing tests itself, and the tool does everything for you. I don't know if we're going to reach this, but we will see. That is all from me. Thank you very much for listening.